So is love really blind? Or do you need some binoculars to see what's happening with these couples? All right, so my name's Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
And this is Conversations with the Crawleys, and we are talking about episode 4 of season 3 of Love is Blind, after we've got our couples when they start connecting and go on their little excursion. So
yeah,
hit that subscribe, hit the like, request notifications,
and share.
And we'll see you in the comments. Consider becoming a member and check out that merch store.
Okay, you need them Christmas gifts. Go ahead, pick up that.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. All right. So we got our couples, right?
Right, because this is on Netflix. So what they do is they
just throw out a bunch of episodes at one time.
4 episodes at one time. And then they're like, okay, then y'all going to wait so many weeks.
Another week, and then I'll get another 4 episodes.
Bam. And we're going to hit you again with it.
So listen.
We're caught up.
We're caught up now. We trying to figure this one out and the other shows that we do. And we got another show that we just added into to see how that goes. And we working full-time jobs and we pastor church.
They don't care about that. They don't care about that.
So y'all going to get these videos and we going to get them out to you. And y'all appreciate them. All right?
And thank you for becoming a member.
Yes. All right. Y'all got dropping 15 episodes at one time. All right. So we got Colleen and Matt as one couple, right?
Yep. And so they meet and they're kissy. Oh my God, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you.
By the way, I don't know if we mentioned it yet.
She's a ballerina.
So,
now they've traveled. They're somewhere in California.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same house that they do other things.
Yeah, they in the Napa Valley or something.
Napa Valley area.
Someplace.
Where they have these little bungalows that they're staying. So they get to theirs and they're getting settled in. And then the next couple arrives.
Well, one thing that in that first portion, remember, Matt told the story about how his high school sweetheart that he married.
Yes, cheated,
got pregnant, all that stuff, right? Very, very important story in my opinion. As far as
been asking a lot
who
of
Matt
questions.
is, right?
Right.
She acted like she didn't remember that. So there was something so talk to me about your previous relationship or something. And he was like, yeah, remember I told you. So again, I'm looking at Colleen suspicious from the beginning, simply because if you remember, Colleen I'm being rejected because they say I'm shallow. Yes. So you're proving your shallowness as you go along. So now you attach yourself to Matt with real pick-me vibes. So I'll be honest, from this point forward, unless Colleen really changes how she is, I'm looking at her suspicious.
Okay.
But they do have a beach date. She also says that she wouldn't have met Matt because she was on the dating apps and he's not. He's like, I'm not on Hinge, I'm not on Bumble, I'm not on any of those things. She's like, well, that's where I would find my people. She's like, I'm a swipe, I'm a star, I'm going to do whatever.
Yeah. And again, there's nothing wrong with, how people date now. But I think with him, especially coming from
his past experience,
I see why he wasn't on a dating app. I think he wanted to find a different way to be intentional about finding his person.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The other couple. So yes, the other couple start to arrive. So Brennan and Alexa arrive as well.
Yes.
They even have like a picnic in the
little
under a tree. Yeah.
Under a tree, and they're just kind of discussing like meeting family and how would family dynamics work. She's like talk about her big Jewish family and trying to him fitting in because he said this white boy fitting in into
country white boy because
right.
His family's in the country too.
Right.
That's what he said.
So and how that would work, because she was like, I think her family's very protective as well.
That's what I get.
And so he feels like his mom would just love her and different things like that. So they're really, again, they're talking about blending families and coming together. How he's so happy, how she looks, and he's attracted to her. And so, and she had mentioned about being curvy and like, look, I'm not going to change for anyone. This is who I am. She does mention she does do Botox. So, and I believe we can tell that. And so she's sharing like personal things for him to get to know,
right,
her better.
Because the thing that a couple of the couples mention is that they now have to put the voice that they heard in the pods with the face and the body and everything of the person of who they're now engaged with and talking to, right? Zanab and Cole are hanging out. When they get there, we see them kind of hanging out in the pool. And Cole, now, there is an age difference between Zanab and Cole.
As well,
right?
He's younger than her.
But in the pod, she was like, he doesn't come off as immature. He sounds mature. Because for her, that was kind of a small thing. It wasn't as big as it was like for Nancy, but it was still a thing of she wanted to make sure that she was, dating someone that was going to be on her level. Cole's immaturity started really coming out.
Yeah, and I can't say it didn't come out in the pods, because when he was introducing himself to other women, I feel like some of the things he said sounded immature, because they came off maybe a little vulgar or whatever.
Okay.
So I felt like he was showing that. But when he settled down some, he was able to have those deep conversations he wanted to have. Right? Because he's been married before. But I think that's kind of like his personality. And so, but she says she's so serious all the time. She does need someone that's going to take life,
as it comes,
lightheartedly.
Yes.
So
now their first night.
They're knocking boots. These people are knocking boots.
They like, look.
Now, at other show we do, they're just meeting for the first time, don't know nothing about them. And you see the dynamics of not knowing anyone and coming into a relationship. This dynamics, they have this emotional connection, right? And because now they have emotional connection, they do want to physically get involved, express themselves. And I think for women, that's how we connect most. If emotionally we connect, most of the time you have us before there's any type of physical connection.
So, but she takes kind of offense at the fact that in the morning he was like, all right, let me go ahead and get on my day.
He rolled over and rolled out of bed.
Rolled out. At least he didn't leave change on the desk or nothing.
Shut up. You said change on the desk.
Or I'm just, no offense. Please don't take any offense at that. Please don't. But I'm just saying.
Right. The perception is when someone leaves like that. Or just tell you a one-night stand. Right. That's what she was kind of referring to, like a one-night stand. But his perspective was like, they had a late night, right? So they're leaving wherever they were taping. They're immediately getting on a plane, and now they're in a new location. And he was assuming that she was tired,
right?
And so he didn't want to bother her, because we can only go by what he said.
Yeah,
that he didn't want to bother her, wanted to sleep. So that's kind of why he kind of just tiptoed out of bed and took a shower.
But then he says that she's giving, she feels that he's giving the silent treatment, but he's trying to engage with her in some respect. And because she's kind of upset about that. And we find out later she's also upset because she said they had a great night, and he's like, it was a good night. It was all right.
And she's like, there's a big difference between good and great. And he's like, no, it's the same. It's the same.
Bruh, just be like, you know what? You're right. It was great.
Just change it. He hadn't learned yet. For that 4 months he was married before, he didn't learn from that for 4 months. That's
an easy fix. You know what? I'm sorry, my bad. I was trying to just, I wasn't trying to really show my emotions. It was great. It was phenomenal. It was bomb.com. Do that. If she's stuck on great, feed the great, dude.
Feed the great.
Feed it. Throw more fuel on that fire. Let it keep going.
So they're trying to overcome this morning, she's kind of like,
Yeah. So for her, it's like, I'm trying to figure out the difference between the pod life and the real life, because the real life ain't matching up to the pod life right now.
Not matching up, right? Because you got to keep that same energy when you now see each other and when you can't see each other, right? The mystery's gone.
Yes. After the love is gone. All right, so then Bartice and Nancy, they come and they hang out, what have you. And Nancy talks. she was just rambling to the point where Bartiz was like, "Let me kiss you so you'll shut up."
Well, and I think it was what she was talking about, because we've talked about this in previous other dating shows where we see people get nervous and they talk potty talk.
Yes.
So where it could be like when you start talking about, so how do you unclog a toilet without a plunger? Yes. And when you're trying to be intimate and romantic,
or at least try and set the mood so you can be
right. Even no dude want to hear about trying to get number twos down the toilet. Nope. They don't want to hear about that. Mm-mm. Like, talk about anything. Talk about me. Talk about how sexy I look. But don't talk about the toilet.
So he literally was like, shut up and kiss me. He just like, don't
go there.
Don't go there.
That's not how we're going to do this night.
You about to ruin this mood before we can even start.
Because they try to fit in this little tub for having two people.
Right.
And he seemed like, what, maybe 6'4", 6'5".
I don't know if he's that tall.
He looked like he could be at least 6'4".
Okay.
Anywho, they're trying to fit in this tub.
Yes.
The two of them, and trying to make it romantic. And it was just like, okay, if we're going to try to work this spot, we need to be doing other than talking about the toilet.
Yes.
So
they end up knocking boots that night as well. Mm-hmm. And Nancy wakes up feeling like she's the queen of Zamunda. She's like, the hills are alive with the sound of music.
You done went to like 2 different movies.
Listen, that's what she was acting like, though. She was just like, whew. But she also says that she doesn't want to tell her girlfriends his age. Because he's like 5 years younger than her, 5-6 years younger.
Which to me is not a lot. There could be 10-year difference, 15-year difference. But, because she's like, I want them to get to know you. Because once they talk to you, they understand your maturity, they'll get past the point of once we do share your age, then there's not going to be a big deal.
It's not an issue.
Right? That's her reasoning for wanting to do that.
Right.
And then she's like, what about me? He's like, I'm not hiding how you. But he already talked about he dates older women. Right. So he doesn't have a problem.
Not an issue for him.
Or probably his family, because if he decided to bring someone home, they was already older.
Yep.
It's just how he works.
So. All right. And then what other couple? Oh, SK and Raven.
Right.
So they are doing Pilates together.
Poor boy. Because other than that, there's nothing else going on. There's no knocking the boots. There's no in the sheets. Mm-mm. She's like, you know what? Until I really know who you are from Nigeria and how many wives you have,
and
you
what
might
your
be
bank
hiding.
account look like.
Right. We're going to stay on your side, and I'm going to stay on my side of the bed.
Because if I got to go back to bottle servicing. So they do also do a sound bath, which if you don't know, it's kind of like someone has big bowls that they like rub and it produces vibrations and sounds, what have you.
As a time to like
relax. It's supposed to focus your energy or whatever like that.
Right.
SK is like,
bro, man, like out. Like, this was so relaxing. Like I'm gonna take this and enjoy it.
That plane trip was long. Then I did Pilates, and I ain't get nothing else to help me to relax and go to sleep. So I might as well go to sleep right now because ain't nothing else happening.
And bro, man, I mean, he was calling the hogs. And then so afterwards, because they's like, okay, I didn't even think he was gonna wake up, because she was like, okay, now let's wake up. And he was able to get up on his own. He got up and he's like, I'm so refreshed. And she like...
And she said that he's taken 3 naps already. Like, bro, man's like, look, if I ain't getting nothing else, I'm going to at least get some sleep.
He's like, how old are you? You done took
he's like, 4 naps. He's probably like, look, maybe if I stay in this bed long enough, she'll catch a clue and something might happen in the bedroom here, but... If not, I'm at least catch my sleep.
Oh, my God. Because she's like, she's like, because I hear you're snoring. I could hardly hear her trying to rest. Because I would have opened my eyes and looked at her like, you're going to have to wake up. Because this is not how this experience is supposed to go.
So then all the couples kind of come for a mixer, right? So they're all there.
We're all there.
Now, here's the thing. Remember, it's not as if these couples just came together
Nope.
and had no idea who the other people were.
They were talking to these
All
people.
the ladies knew all the ladies. All the guys knew all the guys. And all the ladies knew who the ladies were feeling, and the guys knew who the guys were feeling. And some of the ladies were feeling some of the guys that are on the same couple side. So now this is where some of the drama starts to happen. Right?
And also they were dating them.
Right.
So they were having deep conversations with these people that they decided not to choose.
So Bartiz is like, hey, Nancy, let's go get something to drink. Oh, okay, cool.
I'm good. You my person. I love you, girl. We're in it forever.
And then he sees Raven. He's like,
oh,
Raven is a baddie.
This is the first time I heard this word. She is a smoke show. I was like, okay, that's a different. You call her a smoke show.
So he's like, yeah.
She was saying she worked out. That's why she was doing them jumping jacks while I'm having a deep conversation with her.
Yep.
She had to keep her waistline.
Yep. And then the other one that Cole sees Colleen.
He's like, I knew I was in love with ballerinas. There's some reason why I love ballerinas. I was like,
again, it's a certain demographic that's a thing for.
Because again, what they're saying is right is that physically, if I was in a place, I would have walked up to this person instead of the person I'm with.
Right.
Because I'm physically attracted to this. Because this is what I always go to. This is my go-to look. This is my go-to person. And a lot of times, that's why they're still single. Because you have this kind of type. Even though people, I don't have a type. You do.
I don't got no type.
You do got type.
Yeah.
There's a certain type of person you're looking for. And so now that they see them like, oh yeah, that's my type, not realizing a lot of them make good choices, I feel, in my opinion, based off of what they need in their life.
Right.
Instead of what they see.
Because yes, you want somebody that you are attracted to, right? You let's just be honest. It's somebody that you don't want to wake up to. I'm not going to call any names, but you're not going to wake up to something that someone that you're not attracted to.
Correct, because everybody's attracted to something different.
Right, but it's a matter of, do you want to live in the fantasy of this small segment of what you find extremely attractive, or can you find the person that you are attracted to physically as well as emotionally, mentally, and every other kind of way that you can be attracted to them?
Right.
So, and I think that's the thing for this show, is that if you have this great connection without the physical, and none of these people are ugly, none of these people are like I think Cole says it the best. It's a different beauty. I now see a different beauty. Right. But it also becoming comfortable with that, right? Because when you're only comfortable with one way, you feel like, in the sense of your mind, as your eyes are looking, well, then I should be with this person because that's what I'm comfortable with, instead of getting out your comfort zone. So that's pretty much it for this one.
Yeah.
It'll be definitely interesting going forward, because you see in the trailers, you see that Cole and Colleen seem to have more conversations, which may seem like it might cause some problems with Colleen and Matt.
And we know that there's a already cause, because Bartiz is a little drunk. They love getting you drunk too, because that's when all that truth serum hit.
Listen.
And Bartiz starts spilling about how he picked Nancy over Raven, but he knew Raven was gonna be,
gonna be the smoke show.
Gonna be the smoke show, and if they were together, they would light a room up. So that's your ego talking, right? Yep. And Nancy looking at him drunk, straight. She's like, okay, you keep running your mouth because you ain't getting no more.
Because Bartiz, remember, you were trying to open up to the girl and she was jumping jacking around the room on you. So y'all can light up a room together, but then she gonna be over in the corner doing jumping jacks and you trying to get stuff done.
Right. When you're trying to really share your heart. Because what people have to understand, and I think sometimes women don't feel like men are sensitive or show emotion or vulnerable. They can be. And No what?
We're not vulnerable. We show no emotions.
And so that's important to a man, that when he wants to open up, that you're gonna be listening. Yep. But he's so caught up now in what's it called? Enamored by her beauty, he don't forgot everything that also is so important to him.
Right.
So we know that's about to be an issue.
That's going to be a big issue. And Nancy talks about a little later in the clip that, he doesn't love her or what have you. So could be interesting. We're here for it. So definitely make sure you're hitting that subscribe, hitting the like, request notifications, and sharing. And we'll see you all next time. All right. Have a great one. Be blessed.
Bye.